Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a take two series that I've made up, and this is the second take on this picture. First take is on Tuesday and I'll link it at the end, and I'm going to use this kaleidoscope intrigue paper from Hip Kit Club, and I'm going to use the same cutout file, which is this Happy Days that kind of got smushed in together. And then some of this ephemera is similar to what I used on the first layout. And so let's get started. I'm going to do this really fast for a second because my video was really long and I'm just trimming that down to be 12 by 12. And then here's that Happy Days and then this summer chipboard piece. And so that summer chipboard piece is a Hip Kit Club as well, and it's from the Awesome Life collection. And then I'm just using some inks and coloring in the solid letters for the outline because I'm going to use those. And that purple was a pigment ink from Color Theory called Lavender Soda. And this blue is called Ice Ice Baby, and it is a dye ink. And that blue is, I like the blue. And it's almost the same color as the blue on the black background page. As you noticed, I'm redoing the peas because the first set of peas, there's a little bit of yellow on my mat and they got a little bit of green in them, and I didn't like it because that yellow and blue made green, and so I just redid them. And then I'm also using these pink ones to color up this days. I don't actually use the days. So the dye ink is Color Theory and it's called Hot Pink. And the pigment one, which is the clear cover, is called Flamingo. And so I like the days. I just didn't like the way it was. I don't know. I didn't like the way that it was working with the summer. So this is how I am putting down the background piece. So I've adhered the middle of the A and the P first, and then I'm using my ruler and I'm just using my glue pen and gluing it a little bit down at a time, mostly because this curled a bit. So there it's down. I've also backed all of my letters because you don't want to watch me back letters with foam adhesive, especially those tiny little ones that I use right now. And so now my happy is got a lot of dimension to it, and my picture is now down, and now I'm going to play with some of the embellishment. I did cut out quite a bit of that backing that cut, well, not backing, popping up the cut file just because it took a while with those little pieces, like almost 10 minutes. And you want to watch 10 minutes of that. And so now I'm going to play around a little bit with these acetate pieces. So on the previous layout, I did use the acetate pieces as well. I tried the scallops on the other one and it would have worked, but you couldn't see that they were actually pink. So the pink works better here. And then I'm going to use what I have left of these butterflies. So these are acetate too, and they are from they're called Pretty Sweet and they're by Kim and Kimberly. And so they're acetate and they're foil pieces and they're called die cuts, acetate foil die cuts, which is fun. And they came in a hip kit club too. I don't know why that's such a tongue twister today. They came in that kit club. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to sprinkle these around in a couple different spots. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that summer. I've already decided I'm not going to use the days because I don't know. It's taking away from the happy, I think, is part of what my problem was. And I don't want it to take away from the happy because the happy is so pretty. So I'm just putting these butterflies in 3 strategic places. And then I'm going to look at where I want to put the summer. And so the summer, I'm going to move back and forth a couple times. And I'm trying to decide. So that the butterfly I like overlapping, that's great. But I definitely know I don't want to use those days. So I'm just trying to figure out if I'm happy with Happy Summer, because it would still work as a title, or if I want something else there. So I'm just getting this purple acetate butterfly glued down, and I'm just doing where the middle of their body is so I can pull up their wings a little bit, and they actually bend pretty nicely. And then I can have that dimension for the wings too. because, yeah, I like that. So this is where I decide to go and grab some different alphas from my stash. I'm not sure what most of these are. I'm pretty sure most of them came from a hip kit club because that's where most of them came from. Um, this is a felt one, and I think that was a close to my heart one. And I didn't want to introduce that texture. And then I like these ones. So these ones are also from Hip Kit Club. Oh my goodness. And so there's two different sizes on here. So there's this littler size that has the orange and the pink, and it's almost the same color pink. So I'm pretty sure these ones came from the Kaleidoscope, but I'm not perfectly sure on that, but I'll double check and link it in or put it in the below if it did come in that one, because I still have that packaging, it looks like. So I was thinking this Little Days, playing off the gold that's in the gold foil and the white, or there's actually another alpha in this puffy set that is bigger, and it has the lighter pink on the top and the darker pink on the bottom for most of them. And so I really like this. So just getting those on. And so the Y and the S have, some of the Ys have the darker on the top, and some of the, well, the S's you can just turn around. It was what I do. But I was like, well, that kind of looks weird because it's not consistent. And so that was bugging me. So I'm just going to switch it out because I do have a Y that goes the other way, and I like that a lot. And so that's what I'm going to decide to use. And so I'm just going to put this summer down with the little acetate scallop underneath, and I'm just going to use the sticky from the summer to hold on to that acetate. If I have to, I'll come back with a little bit of glue, but when I tested it there, it seemed to be holding just fine. And then I'm going to do the same with this butterfly. I'm going to bend the wings a little bit so there's some dimension there. Just use my glue pen just for the middle. This does take a little while to dry, so it is going to go off and then back on again, and it's all good. I think I had to put glue on it one more time after this too, but now it's sticking. And on the letters go. I'm just using that bottom orange line to line them up because why not? It's a little lower than I had anticipated it being, but then that snuggles really nicely with the end of the wing, and I'm happy with that. And so then the last thing I'm going to do is use the enamel dots. I'm going to try a couple of these other acetate pieces. So I was thinking of this together, but it's in a banner shape, and meh, it doesn't really do anything extra for me. And so this Love This is in a heart shape, and I could have used it too, but again, it doesn't really add anything in particular. And so now I'm just going to add some enamel dots. So I'm going to add these light blue ones in the light blue area. That one's going to just pop up the wing a little bit. I'm going to use the pink in the pink area. And then there's no purple on this one, so I'm going to go into a different kit and grab purple. And I think these ones were Pink Fresh, but they came in, I think they came in this actual kit, the Kaleidoscope kit. And so then these ones are just random ones that I have hanging out, and that's a good enough match of the purple for me. And then the last couple in purple go on. Kinda, sorta, eventually. That one moved. And fiddle faddle about. And almost. Put the center step back down. That day was a little crooked. Just seeing if there's anything else I wanted to add. Nope, those are good. That's good. And I think this is pretty close to my layout here. Just a little bit more glue was curling up just a little bit. One last look. I'm pretty sure this is done. Oh, and there comes that butterfly off, so just needs a little more dry time before I move it around. But they do stay now. And so here's the layout. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this layout today, please give me a thumbs up. I will link the other for the first take on this photo and using this collection and cut file. It was on Tuesday, and I will see you again on Saturday. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.